Good evening, guys. Welcome back. My name is Donna Sharp with Holistic Wellbeing. Thank you so much for joining me here on day 514. I do trust that you guys all had a fantastic day today. I'm not exactly sure where you're located, but I know here in Florida it was a little overcast. It rained and it drizzled sometime, and then it got sunny again. But I want to tell you something that I saw today, and I don't know if you understand the meaning of this. I saw at the end of my day an absolutely gorgeous rainbow. I don't know if you guys caught it from where you were, but what was amazing to me is that the rainbow was almost a quarter in distance, right? It wasn't the full rainbow. And then as I drove, it actually got more visible, and it also opened up to more than half, and if not also the entire rainbow. So it was just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So if you don't understand what that is, several lives that I did several months ago, I spoke on what a rainbow does mean. And it basically, just a quick overview, it just means that the blessings of the Lord is here. And so if there's ever a time in your life where things are just not flowing the way that they should, you may just very well drive past the rainbow. And that's the promise that God made to us, that he will never leave us or forsake us. So I just had to share that with you. So this evening, what I'd like to speak with you guys on, again, a continuation of the book, How to Create Strong Families. And this particular section I'm speaking on tonight, the title of it is First Sunday Family Testimonials with an Option of Fasting. And it's just a brief tidbit section on fasting, and you'll see why they wanted to incorporate that. But I'm just going to cover it. It's a very short section. Now, we've been speaking on the attributes that contributes to fasting, and not fasting, but to building family traditions. And we've been touching on them day by day, and so that you guys are able to understand how that ties in with your existing family and how well it will lean into the relationships that they have with your own family. All right. So tonight, what I'm speaking on is the attributes that this particular section contributes to is communication, sensitivity, and individuality, and also guidance. All right. And then I'm going to read you a very short story. So we all know that it is healthy to express our feelings and important to communicate in our families. All right. About what we are thinking, experiencing, and feeling. How often do you have family relationships and people in the relationship in the family don't necessarily understand how to sit down and have a very mature conversation, and how to get things on the table to the point where it's understood. So you're not actually going back and repeating the same mistakes from the past, but you're moving forward, right? So communication, thinking, oftentimes family members are thinking of things and other people may not respect their thoughts because they don't give them a chance. And also experiencing and their feelings. People, they have things that they're going through in life, and sometimes it's nice to sit with them to say, how's your day? How are things going? What is it that I can do to help you? But not often that takes place. And if the sit down doesn't occur, like I mentioned, where past couple of days I've been speaking on how people are just running and everyone's living separate lives and no one's eating together and all those fantastic things, then they'll never, ever understand how to get to know the other member of the family, because they're not going to know them. They're naturally not going to know them. It's very similar to families that are raising children. And I mentioned that again just a few nights ago. And then when the children grow up, the spouses look at each other and say, oh my gosh, is that what you look like? Because they're so busy running and caring for other things, they don't incorporate everything at the same time, right? So, but it is hard to start communicating in a family unless we set aside a time and a place. So again, if like anything else in life, if you don't have a goal set on what it is you plan to accomplish in a given situation, you're going to haphazardly move about it, and then you're going to look back and say, well, that didn't work out very well, and it didn't work out very well because it wasn't planned accordingly, right? So indeed, communicating and expressing feelings once a month at some scheduled time will cause a big increase in spontaneity and also day-to-day communication that goes on. it allows an open air for conversation to take place freely. So what they have done here, this family, I'm going to share with you what they've done. First Sundays of each month was the best time. Sunday is is most likely the chance that they had to getting to know everyone, getting them together at dinner. And they decided to meet on the first Sunday of each month in the living room before dinner and each stand for a moment to tell the rest of the family how we feel about each other and what we are grateful for. So, hi, Damon. So, it's something as simple as, everyone eats dinner, they're checking out how each other's day went, and they're standing up and they're saying, this is what I feel about you, brother. This is what I feel about you, sister. Or, mom, dad, when you do this, it really does this to me. And you're getting these things on the table because a lot of times parents take for granted that they know their children. Not only their children, but they feel that they know other members of the family the same way, when in fact they really don't. When you have a husband and wife that don't even know each other after years of marriage, or you have a brother and sister that don't know each other's idiosyncrasies, and how do you expect people to arbitrarily just understand about each other if they don't spend the quality time necessary building and pouring into the relationships to make sure that things are clear, their likes and dislikes, their do's and don'ts, all of that. And so you can appreciate and meet them exactly where they are and not try to think for them, right? But you're allowing them that chance. So this family liked to meet the first Sunday of every month. And it was basically in order for them to get together at dinner. They decided to meet and have dinner together each month in the living room before dinner, and each stand up and for a moment tell the rest of the family how they felt about each other and what they were grateful for, right? I think I told you guys, I don't know if it was yesterday, but I was just telling you guys how grateful I am. I'm so grateful. God has been guiding me and protecting me along the way, and I'm just so grateful for him, for all of his mercies. And I know he's one person that will never give up on me. And so being grateful every day for the small things in life, it doesn't matter. It could be something just minute. You want to make sure that you sit, get in your quiet moment and say, God, thank you so much for ... I know some of the people might take it for granted, but I want to make sure that you understand that I appreciate what's happening in my life. There's a saying that I have that nothing ever in life is by chance. God strategically orchestrates everything that we go through in our lives for a particular reason. While we're going through it, we may not know what it's for, but we do know at the end, we'll find out in the end what it was all meant to be. But you never think too much into it. You want to make sure that you're flowing with his spirit and just doing what he's asking you to do. So the first few times they tried it, it was a little awkward, and some of the children didn't want to say anything or stand up and everyone's attention focused on them. Remember, if they're younger children, they're not going to be very comfortable with speaking openly in public meaning around their family, right? That's where it all starts before they actually get in front of an audience, either in school or at a job when they start to get their first job. So it's going to be awkward for them because everyone now is glaring at them and staring. And I don't know if you know, but whenever you are giving somebody eye contact, they don't like that, right? So for them to get used to something like this is a great place to start, and that's at home. So when they go out in public, they'll know exactly what to do. But the family didn't force them. They just wanted them to tell their feelings, stand, express themselves, whatever made them comfortable. Nothing formal about it, but the fact that they're standing and sharing among each other, everyone is now going to learn more about them, about each other, and then they know how to progress forward as far as dealing with different situations as it pertains to the family, right? So just let those who wanted to stand tell their feelings, and either Richard or I would go first, meaning the mom and dad, and first trying to talk simply, sincerely about our love for each child and about our appreciation in our home, our jobs, and other things that we have been given. We found a remarkable spirit of peace and warmth, and it seems to come over the family when they were expressing their love for each other during this setting. All right. So before long, every child wanted to take a turn stand and saying how he or she felt. Remember, a lot of times when you do any kind of public forum, sometimes you have to have that one person to break the ice, because remember, everybody is not gifted to speak in public. Some people prefer not to do that. You have a lot of people that are behind the scenes people, right? And again, I go back to the elements. I spoke on all the elements: the earth people, the fire people, the water people. And so you have people that are just naturally going to gravitate to certain things, and then others that they'll do everything for you, but they will do it from behind the scenes. So you never want to force somebody to do something that's uncomfortable to them. But what happened is mom and dad here broke the ice, and all of a sudden, all the children, they started to do the same thing now. They felt really comfortable because they got them nice and warmed up. So we've tried one other thing that for us has made a difference. We've long been interested in fasting and in the enhanced feelings of sensitivity, not to mention the gratitude that seems to come from missing a couple of meals. So as a family, they decided they wanted to fast. May not be a long fasting, but if you're not familiar with fasting, what it does, it really allows you to take your mind off of the food that you're eating so that you can open your portal to God. And God can really start to work in your spirit, because now your focus and attention is not on the food and the grub in front of you, but you are quiet in your spirit and your mind, and you're fasting, and you're allowing God to just do a work in you as you continue to meditate, as you continue to pray, and He's able to send you the signals and the direction that you need so that you can move forth in the right direction. So what this family did was they decided to fast just a couple of days, because what that did was it started to express more gratitude amongst each of them, right? And showed enhanced feelings and sensitivity, so that when they were all standing up and speaking, nobody was judgmental. Everyone just gave each other a chance, good, bad, or indifferent. They didn't make mockery of each other. They just allowed them to be. And you want to make sure that if you're doing something like this in your family with your children, you're creating an open space for them to feel at home and feel comfortable. If you embarrass them or talk about them, they may never do that again. So you want to keep that in mind, right? So we also convinced that the body's benefits from the digestive rest and cleansing that results from not eating for 24 hours. And you guys already know what that all entails. I'll do a whole live on fasting one day, right? So they tried not eating after lunch on the first Saturdays of the month, and then holding our family testimonials just before the Sunday lunch together. They invited the older children over 8 to join us in the fast. It deepens the participants' spirits of appreciation and love, and adds a greater sense of calm peace to this monthly family meeting. And it allows parents to teach valuable lessons about self-discipline, shared purpose, and consumption, as well as gratitude. So what a great representation and discipline to have in your family to show your children, because you want to make sure they're going to take that and move those values into their own family. You have the pace for your children starts at home. So you want to make sure you have them on the right pace, because when they move ahead, at least they can look back and say, you know what? I remember when mommy and daddy or sister and brother did XYZ, right? So set the pace for them. So many of the following ideas are suggested for Sunday. You can always suggest, pick a day that you like. For a lot of believers, Sunday is a day of rest. It's a nice day to do it on outside of the regular work week. This is because many families, Sunday is either a day of religious observance, or at least a day on which there is still freedom or flexibility in their schedule. Because as you know, the US of A has so many people working, sometimes they can't even see themselves, let alone their own family members, right? So obviously, if another day is better, you want to choose another day that equally works for everyone in the household, and you can do it together. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys this evening. Again, it's the principle of First Sunday testimonials with optional fasting in between. And again, what this does is deepens a tradition and help your children to see a whole nother part of life and a whole nother approach as to how to get your family members to open up and begin to enhance the communication, the guidance, the sensitivity, and the the whole piece of individuality there. So as you're growing as a group, you're also growing as individuals as well. So I don't have anything else to share with you guys. I just want to let you guys know that I am just so grateful. I'm so grateful for every single moment of my life. And, sometimes people ask me, how are you doing, Donna? And I just tell them I'm excellent. I couldn't ask for anything better. Every day above ground is a blessing. And I want to make sure that I bask in that. And I want to make sure that I'm continuing to worship and just ask the Lord to minister to me and be a conduit, serve as a conduit through me. There's so many things that he has gifted me with. And for me, sometimes I take it for granted. But I know that a lot of people sense it when they come around me. And I'm very grateful because I know that gifts aren't something you can buy in a store. And whatever gifts we have, God wants us to use them. So I'm grateful, and I just continue to want to make sure that I pour into you guys and share these gifts, because a lot of these lessons, they can serve you in some way, shape, or form, whether you even feel like it does or not. And again, like I said, if it's not for you, then there is someone in your circle that can definitely benefit from it. So I'm going to ask you to share it with them. And most of all, I'm going to ask you to hit the love button, not the thumbs up. I feel that's very dry. I feel in life, a lot of times, so many people are so impersonal, and everything is above surface. Everything is above surface and non-transparency. And with that, it comes a sense of missing genuineness that people should have, and it presents a lot of facade in people's lives. And I'm going to just ask that if you're going to do anything, do it right. Do it from your heart. Never look back, because your blessing is not going to come from that particular situation in front of you. It's going to come from somewhere else. So if you'd like to learn more about me, I am your holistic and wellness life coach. And the purpose of my journey is to teach individuals how to live a holistic life of healing. And for me, it's not segmented into how do I lose weight or how do I eat properly. It starts from having something that you believe in. And for me, it's Christ. And when you have a belief spiritually, everything else is going to roll downhill, because the discipline that you need to have, the consistency you need to have, right? The values and the entire system setup that you should have as an individual, you'll see it all begin to flow and merge together just very, very smoothly. So I'm going to encourage you, don't piecemeal your life. Make sure that you are looking at everything on a whole level and not just in parts. All right. So this is my day 514. I'm very delighted to be here to pour another nugget into your backpack. And I'll be back again tomorrow to share some other interesting information from this book. As I mentioned, I'm winding down, so we don't have much longer to go. But as you know, I will have some other interesting topics to speak on once we're finished with this book. So I'm also going to remind you guys that I will not be on this platform as of June 1st, which is next Monday. I will be moving to my fan page. I've invited a few people already. Selectively, because not everybody wants to hear what Donna has to say. So if you have interest, then inbox me and we can also make that happen. So until tomorrow, Damon, thank you for just always being there in support. I truly, truly appreciate you. And I wish the best for your practice and what you're doing. But besides that, I'll just see you guys back again here tomorrow. I pray that you had a fantastic day today and you're staying safe. And if no one told you that they care, just understand that I do. I love you guys, and I'll see you back again here tomorrow. Have a great evening. Ciao.